بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهديه واستنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين وبعد. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم زدنا علما وانفعنا بكتابك الكريم. اللهم اجعلنا من أهل كتابك الذين هم أهلك وخاصتك. اللهم ارزقنا تلاوة كتابك آناء الليل وأطراف النهار على الوجه الذي يرضيك عنا يا رحمن. Welcome, my dear brothers and sisters, to the which session? 16th, right? Okay, it's a daily session of Ramadan. Today is the 16th of Ramadan, so it's the 16th session. Alhamdulillah. How do you find the fasting so far? Good? Are you fast? MashaAllah, Mustafa? MashaAllah. Do you finish the whole day till Maghrib? Or half day? Good, MashaAllah. Is it hard?
No.
Alhamdulillah. Do you suggest to take a full day or a half day? Which one is best? Full day or half day fasting?
Full day.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah ta'ala, I hope that everyone finds the fasting easy with the long days. But still, alhamdulillah, like we can see that now, is the almost 16th day is gone already. Alhamdulillah, may Allah accept the fasting, the prayers, the dua, and forgive us our sins and the taqseer, and that, the ibadat that we don't fulfill them. طيب. Today we'll begin with practice. We'll review some of the makharij al-huruf and some of the characteristics that we had already covered. We'll test your memorization and that, and see if you remember the makharij al-huruf. If you have notes, you can have a minute looking at them to try to refresh your mind. If not, then let's begin the exercise. So let's begin then. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Mulk, ثُمَّ ارْجِعِ الْبَصَرَ كَرَّتَيْنِ يَنْقَلِبْ إِلَيْكَ الْبَصَرُ خَاسِئًا وَهُوَ حَسِيرٌ. How many صفة can you count with the alphabets of this ayah? If we take, for example, the alphabet Tha, what characteristics of the alphabet Tha out of what we have covered already? We have covered the 5 opposites plus 2. طيب let me list the 5 pairs. We have right to left or left to right is what to begin from. We have the jahr. Let's have it from right to left. Jahr. Opposite of jahr is hams. Jahr is appearance. Hams. Whispering. Then we have al-rakhawa. Al-rakhawa is the softness, the opposite of shidda. And in between we have bayniya. Then we have istifal. Opposite of that is isti'la. Istifal, lowering. Isti'la, the opposite. Then we have infitah. Opposite of that, itbaq. Adhesion, no adhesion, openness. Okay, so istifal, isti'la. Then we have al-ismat. Opposite of al-ismat. What's the opposite of ismat? That's not, that is here. Itba, what's the opposite of itba? Sorry? No, the al-ismat. Nah, good. Good. So the opposite of al-ismat is al-idlaq. In addition to that, we had 2, which is al-safir and al-tafashi. Right. So we have, let's remind ourselves quickly about them. We have jahr, the appearance. Hams is the whispering. Here we have فحثه شخص سكت. فحثه شخص سكت. رخاوة and شدة. شدة أجد قط بكت. بينية لن عمر. أجد قط بكت. Here لن عمر. And the rest is رخاوة. استعلاء خص ضغط قض. To make it easy for you, I will not be asking about those. This is our begin. However, when we are talking about hams, فحثه شخص سكت is very important to know. When you're talking about the stiffness or the loose is very, very important. When we are talking about isti'la, is very important. Iltibaq is important as well, because those will have effect to the way we pronounce the alphabet. So that is very, very important. Then as-safir tafashi, it's by nature. You can test and see. The safir is only 3 alphabets. Tafashi is only 1 alphabet, which is the sheen. Tafashi is spreading. Those are not pairing even. Those just, each one is by itself. It's not one of the opposites. Those from here to there is the 5 plus 5. Okay. Any questions before we start testing the alphabets?
The last one,
As-safir. الصفير. The whistling. صاد, سين, زي. 3 alphabets.
الصفير whispering.
The whispering, yeah. That's the whistling. This is whispering. This is whistling. This is whispering. Yeah. Nah, because subhanAllah, whistling, they're close to each other. Yeah. Safir from whistle. The sound of the alphabet Sa, Sin, and Zain, they've got this, the whistling sound. The hums is the whispering. Okay. At-Tafashi, it's only one alphabet, which is Shin. See the spreading in the sound. So here is Sad. Sorry? Sad, Sin, Zain. Yeah. Only 3. So, really, mainly, we will be testing 4 pairs. Those are very easy to know. We'll skip them because, again, Ismat and Idlaq will not have direct effect into the sound of the alphabet. So the ulama of tajweed sometimes they just escape them. Okay? Again, it's just the ismat and idlaq, this pair, it's by nature, it will be on the alphabet itself. It will not have a different, the alphabets cannot, the alphabets of ismat cannot be idlaq, and the alphabets of idlaq cannot be ismat, simple as that. However, here, sometimes people, they don't do itbaq, the adhesion, so that the alphabet will be something like infitah, and that is where the mistake will happen. The same thing in here. When we are dealing with a soft alphabet as a stiff alphabet, the sound of the alphabet will be different. Again, that's why it's important to know them, Jahr and Hams as well. طيب. Now the alphabet Tha from the verse ثم Abdullah, can you try to find, because we said that in the characteristics that have got opposites to them, it's either this side or this side. Like Tha cannot be in both. It's either this or this, this or this, this or this, this or that. So it's either one of the first row or one from the second row. So I want you to count 4 characteristics for the alphabet Tha. Come on. Ask yourself, is Tha a Jahr or a Hams? And if you want to help from a friend, you can ask them. You want help? Okay, please rescue him. Is Tha here or there? This is Hams, Mim, by the way, in the middle there's Mim, Hams. Okay, what is the definition of Hams? Who can remember? The whispering, the running off. If Jerry was here, he knows. The running off the air. Test the Tha. How do we test an alphabet? Put Hamza and then the Tha. Yeah, exactly. And put your hand. Do you sense that it is Hams? Is it Hams? Good. So that's number 1. Tha belongs to here.
So if we want to find the character, we put the ain first rather than summa.
Which ain?
Hamza.
Hamza. No. It has nothing to do with the characteristics. This is, we say, the linguistic and tajweed scholars, they use this way to know the exit point of the alphabet or to test where the alphabet comes out from. So when you say so you have Hamza with Fatha and Tha Sakin, it will be very easy for you to know where it's coming out from. And if you remember, we said whenever the alphabet is Sakin, it will be very easy to know the characteristics as well. The characteristics will be more clearer and more visible. You can really like just now. However, if you have Tha with Fatha, Tha, Thi, Thu, Tha, Thi, Thu, you are not sure does the air runs or not. However, when it's Sakin, that's where the. So now, since we found that it's from Hamza, it's not from Jar. Okay, now, is it Rakhawa, Shidda or Bayniya, Tha? I don't want guessing. It's either we know or we don't know. What are the alphabets of the Shidda? Some people, they can identify that or they can answer this question by the definition. Try to remember. Now we say Hams and Jahr, the key here is the air. Here the air runs, here the air doesn't run, right? Here the sound with Shidda, stiff alphabet, the sound stops. See, the sound stops.
Yeah.
With the Rakhawa, the sound will be continuous. As, ash, it will not cut. In the Bayniya, there will be, what are the Bayniya alphabets? Lin Umar. 5, right. Lin Umar. So, if it's not Shidda or Rakhawa, now put the alphabet Tha under the definition. Does the sound stop or run or not? Try it. So it's running, right? طيب. Is it one of the 5 Bayniya? Lin Umar. No, so it is Rakhawa or softness. So that belongs here. طيب. Is it istifal or isti'la? What is the definition of isti'la? Yeah, the isti'la from here is the elevation. Istifal is lowering. What is the definition of isti'la and what is the definition of istifal?
Is it to do with the tone?
Sorry?
Is it to do with the tone? That goes up and down?
It is, but I'm expecting an answer, not a question. It is to do with the tongue. Elevation or lowering. Right. Now, since we are still in the practice to try to memorize them, we'll make it more easy for you. Those 2 pairs, they have got something about something stop or runs. Here the air and there the sound. In these 2 pairs, the lowering or elevation, or it's just the location where we're talking. The first pairs, we'll be talking about the elevation or lowering of the end part of the tongue, the furthest part of the tongue, like an up, okay? Here, the middle part of the tongue, the itbaq and infitah, we'll be talking about the middle part of the tongue. So here, we're talking about something running or stopping. The first one, the air, is the air runs or stop. Here is the sound stop or runs. But here is the tongue, the end of the tongue. Is it elevated, isti'la, isti'la, or is it istifal, lower, the back side of the tongue? Is it istifal or isti'la, raised or lower? The infitah, opposite to itbaq, is the middle of the tongue, raised or lowered, the middle. Okay, now, can you try to map those four pairs in your mind? Try to map it. Here we are talking about something stop or once. There we're talking about something is the tongue raised or not. The end of the tongue, the middle of the tongue.
Which one is hard?
Here, we haven't answered that. I'm just remapping all the information. Now we'll get back to that. Now, what are the alphabets that will be elevated? The tongue, the end of the tongue will be elevated in this isti'la, elevation. What are the alphabets that will cause the end part of the tongue to be raised or to be elevated? Good try, Abdullah. What was that? No. قطب جد, some of the alphabets of the or not قطب جد. No, ya Sheikh, you are not even close. Not قطب جد. That's the shidda alphabet. You confuse with the shidda now. What are the isti'la alphabets? خصة ضغط قر. خصة ضغط قر. خاء صاد ضغط ضغط قاف and ضاد قر. 7. So those
So that is from the lower part of the tongue.
the end part of the tongue. That is if you imagine this is the tip of the tongue and this is the end part of the tongue. If you try to test the qaf, up, qa. See, do you sense that the end part of the tongue is elevated and then will be released or not? Okay. So qaf has got other brothers. Khussa, ضغط قض. خص ضغط قض. Those are the alphabets, 7 alphabets. So is tha an isti'la or istifal? So we know now. Tha is istifal. Now, what are the alphabets that has got the adhesion? Itbaq is adhesion. Now, which part of the tongue we are talking about here? The middle part. The adhesion, does the middle part of the tongue stick to the roof of the mouth while we are pronouncing the alphabet or not? If it's not, it's considered as open alphabet, infitah. So is tha itbaq or infitah? You can do it by definition, by simply test it, and you try to sense the middle part. Does it elevate it or not? If it elevates, it will be itbaq, adhesion. If not, it will be opening, infitah. Try to test the tha. Okay. So we have a first opinion, it's infitah. I mean, if you want to see a middle of the tongue is raised up, try to test the sad. Does the middle of the part of the middle of the tongue will be the same as the sad, or is it going to be relaxed from the middle of the tongue? No, it's infitah. Infitah. If you think it has itbaq, then you have pronounced the tha wrong. There shouldn't be any elevation. The tongue should be relaxed. The tip of the tongue is doing the job. Okay? So it is infitah. So now we have counted 4 characteristics for one alphabet. It's hams, it's one of the فَحَثَّهُ شَخْصٌ سَكَتْ, where the air runs. It's soft alphabet because the sound simply continuous, will not cut like in a stiff alphabet. And it's not bayniya, it's not in between because it's not one of lin umar. And why is that? Because the exit point is not partially closed or blocked. Then it's istifal because it's not one of the khussa ضغط qidh. And back to the definition, because the end part of the tongue from the back side will not elevate. So it's istifal, it's lower, istifal, lower. Should I type the translation or you're okay? Do you need translation? Okay, because I want you to try to practice today and tomorrow I'll write the translation, then we'll try to stick to the Arabic word, alright? Try to understand these words. So we have Jahr is appearance. Hams is W-H-I. No, that's the whistle. We want whispering.
Whistling.
Whispering.
Whistling. W-H-I-S-P-E-R-I-N.
Okay. Whispering. And then we have softness. And we have stiffness. Stiffness. Then we have lowering. Of the tongue, lowering. And here we have lifting or elevation. In this side, we're talking about the end part of the tongue from the back. Here we have iftah, openness, iqbab, adhesion.
What is the addition from
The middle part. The adhesion, the middle part of the tongue will stick to the roof of the mouth like in os. Okay? Sorry? Elevation, the end part of the tongue will elevate like in up. See, the end part of the tongue will stick to the roof of the mouth. So those two, we are I'm not sure if the translation is, but I want you to go. If you struggle with one of the words there, go and search Google, what is istifal? By the way, we have only 4 alphabets. This will make it easy for you to remember. 4 alphabets that has got this feature where the middle part of the tongue will be lifted. And they are all shared with the elevation. So if we say we have khussa, ضغط, qidh, khussa, ضغط, qidh, I will not write them in the board. We have already wrote them in the board before, and I want you to try to use either the definition of the characteristics, and by that way I will know for sure that you understand at least what does it mean. And number 2, try to memorize the alphabet. Khussa, kha, sa, ضغط, kha, sad, dad, gha. And to make it easy for you, I'll type them and clear them quickly. The elevation or the elevated alphabet, it's kha, Sad, and we have Dad. We put Ghain here. We have Ta, and we have Va, and we have Qaf. 7. The Imam, how he typed them, he said Khussa, Dagh, Qidh. To make it easy for the one who to memorize them. Khussa, Dagh, Qidh. But maybe this way it will be better for you. It will be easy for you to remember them because they are similar. Kha is the one that has got dot, Ghain is the one that has got dot, Sad and Dad, Ta and Va and Qaf.
These are the elevation words.
The elevation alphabet. Those alphabets will be elevated, the tongue, the end part of the tongue will be elevated from the back end of the tongue. Simply take those two boxes in the middle, those are the adhesion. Where the middle part as well as the end part of the tongue will be elevated. Okay? So try to note them or memorize them because I'll clear the board. We'll keep going with the other alphabets. And then we need to... Today we'll not have any more. I want to make sure that you memorize them and you understood the characteristics before we move to any further or to any more sifat. Who can remember what are the idlaq alphabets? Idlaq, the easiness of the pronunciation. Those we discussed yesterday, and we said the ulama of tajweed, normally they said it's not, it is characteristics for those alphabets, but because people tend not to make mistakes in them, so it's not that. Exactly. Yeah, good. صحيح. It's firra millu. Firra min lub. 6. And the rest of the alphabets they got a bit of hardship on them. They are not as easy as those. Firra min lub. Fa ra mim nun lam ba. طيب, again, who can give me the definition of those two characteristics? The first pair. What's the definition of appearance? What's the definition of whispering? Or at least give me whatever you know, and then we know the opposite. Good. The air runs through in which one? Okay, what do we call it in Arabic? Hams. Hams. If I came to your ear, Chacha, and you say, I'm talking to you, this is hams in Arabic. Okay, this is hams, okay? Hamasa is the verb, hamasa. And it's the running of the air while we are pronouncing the letter. Okay. Apparent is opposite to that. The second pair. What is the definition of the one or both of the two characteristics in the second pair?
Which one is it?
The second pair. What's the definition here? No, we have finished with that. We have moved now to the second. Now. So, yeah, what's the... No, be careful. This is not softness. It's completely opposite of softness. It's stiffness. What's the definition of the stiffness characteristic?
The letter which, when it's pronounced, it stops then.
Which is the stop of the air?
Yeah.
The air.
Yeah.
Then what's the hams then? What's the whispering? We'll go back to the square.
Not stopping.
What is the thing that stops or runs in the second pair? The sound. The sound of the alphabet. So again, the first pair here, we are talking about the air runs or stops. Here it runs, here it stops, such as in fa, af. Here we are targeting the sound. The sound stops, the sound runs. Continue. Baymiyah, the sound runs, but there will be the exit point of the alphabet will be partially closed. Partially closed in Baymiyah. Okay, what is the definition in the third pair? Sorry? The end of the tongue, what will happen? Elevated. In which part, which one? Is it the one at the top or that one? That one. Okay. What do we call it? Isti'la. Isti'la. Okay? So the end part of the tongue will be elevated. Now the last pair of the four characteristics, or okay, what is the definition there? Difference between infitah and itbaq. The middle of the tongue. Which one? Which one of those? The adhesion. The middle part of the tongue, is it elevated or not? What are the alphabets of the elevation? Aywa? And then? No, of the elevation. Of the elevation. What are the alphabets of the elevation? Good try. Khusla, Naqlan, Qir. 6, 7. 7, okay? So out of those 7, how many of them is considered to be adhesion? 4, which is, you just say, Sad, Dad, Ta, and Va. Are we all okay with that now? Bit by bit, shall we starting to grasping the idea, inshallah. طيب, let's move to the meme. Now let's move to the second. Talking about meme here. ثم. Now put meme under test, and then I want you, Izam and Abdullah is there, one team. Abdul Qadir, come close to Jazak, and you're a team. Yeah, write down. Do you have pen, Muhammad? Do you bring a pen and paper, please? And you have only 1 minute. I want to see the 4 characteristics of the meme. Do you have paper? No? Okay. They've got pen, but maybe Abdullah doesn't. Jazakallah khair. Now the 1 minute is already started, by the way.
It is.
Yeah, so you start thinking. Abu Qadir, come close and have discussion. Is meme there or there? Jazakallah khair. Fifteen seconds. Time is up. Do you need extra time? Two teams, do you have? I have heard done, so that's it. Okay. So now, oh, no, I want to see from the paper. I want to see from the paper, please. I want to see the answers. طيب. Now, please put your pens. Now, meme. Team 1, what do you have for the first pair? Meme. You said it's jar. Like, and it's jar, correct. Why? Because whispering alphabet is فحثه شخص سكت. So, and the air will not run. طيب. Now, from the second pair. So both of you is full mark for first one. The second pair. Team 1. You say Bayniya? Bayniya, good. Then Umar. The third, is it a lowering or isti'la? Is it a istifal? Lowering, yeah. Is it lowered or elevated? Meme.
What do you mean?
Team 1, sorry?
What do you mean by elevated? Sound goes up or down?
No, leave the sound. We are talking about the end part of the tongue. The end part of the tongue with the isti'la will be elevated, and it's the alphabets for that خص ضغط القلب. Is meme one of them or is it istifal? So it's istifal. Istifal. Team 1, they got it right. And is it okay? This pair again, Chacha. In this pair, we are talking about the end part of the tongue. Here we are talking about the middle part of the tongue. The end part, the middle part of the tongue. All right. So meme here will not be elevated from the end part. The alphabets of elevation is, you have them there in the top. What are? Aywa? Okay. And? Okay. And the last, I think. So is meme one of them? Meme is not. Meme is not elevation. So it's a lower, it's istifal. When you say the end part of the tongue is not elevated. Okay? That's from the definition. And now, is it إطباق or انفتاح? I mean, once it's not elevation, straight away it will be انفتاح. Because the four إطباق is all of it from the استعلاء. Okay, this was the first demo of the. You got the fourth?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
So this four is the sound coming from the tongue.
Not the sound. Not the sound. No, not the sound. The sound will play a major role. The middle part of the tongue will play a major role here. Not, for example. No, not the exit point. No, don't confuse it. If you remember, we have finished already the exit point, and then we moved to the characteristics. And we said the characteristics will play a major role in the pronunciation of the alphabets. It's not the exit point, but it will play a major role, such as if you're talking about the ta. Okay, Jazak, if you take this alphabet, ta, the exit points of the ta is from the tip of the tongue, from that side of the tongue, from the in the front. Okay, and the exit point of that is from the tip of the tongue. Yet the middle part of the tongue will play a major role. The end part of the tongue will play a major role as well. Why? Because ta is istila and it is إطباق. So we say up, to. So it's a tip alphabet. The exit point for the ta is from